Hello, good morning all of you. In the last class we studied the adaptations of tortoise, then lotus, etc. Today and frog also. Then in the last class you studied very well that because we discussed that so many times. Today we are going to study the adaptations of some other creatures. Okay, so you can see in your textbook, page number 11. There is a work for you. You have to complete some creatures' name and their adaptations. Okay, so you can see that page here. All of you listen here. Then I am going to write what are the important adaptations of that creatures. Okay, then you can see the first one. It is duck. Today we are going to study what are the adaptations of duck. Have you seen that? Yeah, okay, it's very familiar with you because it's a pet bird that we tame in your house. Okay, in our house. So, all of you have seen duck. Now, it's so easy for you to study what are the adaptations of duck. Then you can see the movement of duck in the water. So, look here. Clear? Okay, now, first point, the adaptations of duck. First point, it has oil feather, or we can say oily feather. That means the feather of the duck is so smooth one, so that helps the duck to swim or to move in the water. Clear? Second important point, have you seen the beak of a duck? Yes, it's not so long one. It's not sharp one, but it is some other shape, or we can say it's a flat model. And at the end of its beak, there is a small hole, or we can say a net model beak. Okay, so that particular type of beak is called serrated beak. So please study this word very well, serrated. Serrated beak. Clear? So what are the two important adaptations? First one, oily feather, and second one, serrated beak. Then third one, in the last class we studied the legs of some particular animals. That means the legs of tortoise you studied, the legs of frog you studied. Oar-like shape, or we can say webbed shape. That word here also you can use. What is the shape of its leg or its feet? So we can say webbed feet. Clear? Webbed feet. So these are the three important adaptations of a duck. Very important ones, so study very well. First one, it has oily feather. Second one, it has serrated beak. A serrated beak means its beak is a flat model, and at the end of that there is a small hole. Or we can say its beak is like a net model. So by using that beak, it can easily catch small prey. Prey means fooders or small organisms from mud and water. Clear? So that is serrated beak. Then third one, webbed feet. That feet helps a duck to swim in the water and to walk on the land. So these are the three important adaptations of a duck. Okay, so please note this in your notebook. These are the important adaptations of a duck. Okay, in your textbook you can see duck is over, now there is crocodile. Okay, so we are going to study what are the adaptations of crocodile. Okay, see the picture of a crocodile here. Clear? Then the first important adaptations of the crocodile is, you can see that it has a long tail. It has a long tail. That tail helps it to move in the water. So we can write either long tail or elongated tail. So please study this word, elongated tail. Okay, so elongated tail, it has a long tail that helps a crocodile to move in the water and to move on the land. And second one, second important adaptations of a crocodile is its leg. Its leg. Clear? Its leg also help a crocodile to move both on land and in the water. And third one, its body is slimy body. Slimy body. It also, you studied this word slimy body, so it's so easy for you, so familiar with you. So slimy body for the crocodile also helps it to move in the water and on the land. So now you study the adaptations of two important creatures. First one duck and the second one crocodile. Crocodile adaptation, first one, its tail is very long, so we can say it has elongated tail. Second one, its leg. Then third one is slimy body. So these are the three important adaptations of a crocodile that helps it to live both on land and in the water. Clear the point? Okay, then please write this in your notebook. Okay, now we are going to study what are the adaptations of a crane, because there is a blank box here, so you have to write one more creature and its adaptation here. Okay, so we can study the adaptations of crane. Look at the picture of a crane here. Then what are the features you can see? Yes, please say, what's that? Yeah, very good. It has long neck. Okay, very good. First one, it has long neck. It has long neck. Then, in the point? Yes, very good. What's that? It has long leg. Okay, it has long leg. Then third one. So, you told the important feature, that is it has long neck, then it has long leg. Then one important point. Yes, loudly say. What's that? Yeah, beak. What's the important feature of beak? Yeah, its beak is also long one and pointed one. Okay. So, its beak is long. Its beak is long and pointed one. Or we can say sharp one. Its beak is long and sharp, or we can say pointed one. So these are the important adaptations of a crane. So once again we can say, first one, it has long neck. Second one, it has long leg. And third one, its beak is long and sharp one. Clear? So that work is over. So please complete that in your textbook also and notebook. Now you write. Okay, so first you write this in your notebook and after that you can complete that work in your textbook. Clear? Okay, I am going to write this. Okay, then all of you listen to textbook, take page number 11. Okay, look here, you can see that. Then you can see a conversation between one banyan tree and the soil. Banyan tree argues that tree gives shelter, food, air to many small organisms. At the same time, soil also saying something. I too, or me too, give shelter, food and other facilities for small organisms, and the soil says to the banyan tree, you are also dwelling in me. That's the conversation you can see by looking at that picture. And now we are going to study which are the important organisms or creatures live in the soil. Can you say which are the important organisms? You can look at your surroundings. You can see so many creatures, small and big creatures live in the soil. Okay, so first of all, we can list out which are the important creatures that live in the soil. Okay. Live in the soil. Organisms live in the soil. Then, first one, yes. First one, ant. Second one, okay, rat. Then, loudly say, yeah, snake. Snake. Then, okay, grass. Very good, grass. Then, so ant is here, rat is here, snake is here, grass is here, over. Okay, then I am going to say some other words. Millipede. Millipede. Anybody know what's the meaning of millipede? In Malayalam, we call millipede as Therata. Okay, Malayalam meaning Therata. That is millipede. Then another one, centipede. centipede. What's the meaning of centipede? Millipede is terata, then centipede in Malayalam we say paludara. Clear? If you don't know the meaning, please note that. So, millipede, centipede. The next one, another word, another creature, termite. Termite means chidal. Okay. Then, another one, antlion. It means kuriyana. Okay. So, these small creatures, very familiar with you. So, please study the English name also, English word. Okay. So, ant, rat, snake, grass, millipede, centipede, then termite and lion are the some important creatures that live in the soil. Clear? Okay. So, there is a work for you. Which are the important organisms live in the soil? So, please complete in your textbook. Okay. Now, there is a question for you. What are the uses of banyan tree? We can take a banyan tree here, but at the same time you study or you understand banyan tree is only the symbol of all trees. Trees are very useful for us. Trees give us different products or varieties of gifts for us. So which are the important uses of trees? Now we are going to study that. Listen here. So listen, what are the important uses of tree? Anybody know any use that trees provide for us? Okay, what's that? Yes, trees gives us fruits. Okay, trees gives us fruits. Then, trees gives us, okay, shade. Trees gives us shade. Fruits, we can change that word like trees gives us food. Because mango tree give us mango, jackfruit tree give us jackfruit, and some other trees include some other plants also. So, commonly we can say trees gives us food. Okay. Then it provides us shade. Then another point, it gives shelter. It gives a shelter for many small creatures because you can see the nest of different types of birds. Very common bird, crow. Crow makes its nest on big trees. Okay, so we can say trees gives shelter. Trees gives shelter. Okay, the next one, now it is rainy season, you know that. Then we get rainfall because of the presence of trees. If there is no tree, our earth will change like a desert area. That means there will be no rainfall. So we can say trees gives us rain. Trees gives us rain. More things about this you will study in your higher classes. Okay, now you just remember that trees give you or give us rain. Okay, the next one, trees gives us cool, or we can say wind. So it influences our climate. It influences our climate. So many uses are there, but you are small because you are now in 4th standard. So you need not study all the points, but remember some points only. Okay, so first one we can say trees gives us fruits, or we can say trees gives us food. Second point, trees gives us shade, then trees gives us shelter, not for us but for other organisms also. Next one, trees are very important for getting rainfall. The next one, trees has an important role for the changing of our climate. So these are the important uses of trees. Okay, now you studied what are the important organisms live in the soil, then what are the uses of trees, then what are the adaptations of which are the crocodile, duck and stork. Okay, so this also you please take down in your notebook. What are the uses of trees? Okay, now we studied what's the importance of trees and what's the importance of soil. Okay, and all of you know that organisms, including you and me, live in our surroundings. All organisms and human beings live in this environment, or we can say on the surface of the earth. And each and every organism needs some important things for their life. We also need some important things for our life. Can you say what are the things you need for your better health or for your life? Okay, first one, very good, water. Okay, first one, water. Then, food. Food we can include later. Then you say another point. No idea. Then all of you please close your nose like this. Close your mouth also, like this. Then what do you feel? What do you feel? You can't breathe. That means if you close your mouth and you close your nose, we can't get what? Yes, we can't get air. Or we can say we can't get oxygen. So we can say air is an important thing. Listen. So water we need for our life. Air this we means human beings, animals, birds, insects, trees, etc. You remember like that. Okay. So all organisms need water, air for their life. Then, no idea. Then my question, where are you coming from? Yeah, from where? Your house. Where your house is constructed? Where is your house? Where? Vakalur. No, I'm not asked you your place. Where your parents or your friends or your grandma or grandparents constructed your house? We construct our house by making foundation, or we can say tara. Then where we construct that? Yeah, in the earth, or we can say on the surface of the soil or on the top of the soil. So soil is very important for all organisms. Clear? So soil. So we need water, then we need air, and we need soil for our life. Then one important thing is also there. Anybody know? No idea. Okay, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Suppose you got a rose plant. A rose sapling, and you are going to plant that in a particular place. So you know that for the growth of a plant, in last third standard you studied, for the better growth of a plant, we want to give water, we want to give a manure, then that plant need one important thing, that is, yes, what's that? Sunlight. Okay, so we can write sunlight is also very important for the better development or growth of each and every organism. So remember, these are the four important things. Without any organism can live in the earth. Which are that four important things? First one, water. Second one, air. Third one, soil. And next one, sunlight. Clear? So we need water, animals need water, all other organisms need water. Then we need air, other creatures also need air, plants also need air. Then soil. We can't live without soil because we can't construct our house. We can't plant any food items without soil. Okay, so we need soil, plants also need soil. Okay, then sunlight. Without soil, without sunlight, nothing grow on the earth. If no plants in the earth, we can't live. So these are the four important things that's very essential for you and all other organisms for their survival. Clear? So these things, it has no, we can say it's a particular name. That means water, air, soil and sunlight are commonly called a particular name. It is known as abiotic factor. Abiotic factor. Okay, so please remember this point, abiotic factor. That means these things, they can't move or they can't place or they can't stand or they can't shift from one place to another without the pressure of any other thing. So we can say these things are abiotic factor. That means they are non-living things. Clear? So such things are called abiotic factor. But these factors are very essential for living things. So living things means animals, birds, insects, plants, etc. That group of organisms we can say biotic factor. Biotic factor. Clear? So, non-living things that are very essential for other living things are called abiotic factor. Example, you can write this. Then biotic factor means plants, animals, insects, etc. Okay, so that point also in your textbook you can see page number 12. Living things are called biotic factor and non-living things are called abiotic factor. Okay, then there is a close relationship between this abiotic factor and biotic factor. Close relationship, because without abiotic factor, biotic factor cannot stand or cannot live. That you can study next class, because we have to explain a lot of points. So now you studied what are the 4 important abiotic factors, and what do you mean by abiotic factor and what do you mean by biotic factor. Then which are the adaptations of 3 important things, which are the crocodile, duck and stork. Then what are the important uses of soil and what are the important uses of plants or trees. Okay, now I am going to wind up here. So study very well. Next class we can study the remaining parts. Okay, thank you.